Hi all, a very great morning to all. This is VC from VC's Academy. In today's class, we will discuss about storage of class 8, chapter 1, crop production and management. Before going into the class, if you are visiting my channel for the first time, please do subscribe so that you will get all my videos as early as I do. Coming to the class, storage. What is storage and why storage is important? Storage of produce is an important task. In the crops, after being harvesting and all, we have to store the food or the crop until it is being marketed. If the harvested grains are to be kept for longer time, they should be safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. So after the crop is being harvested and the grains are being separated from the chaffs and all, it has to be kept for longer time. In order to keep them safe for long durations, we have to take measures they are safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. Harvested grains have more moisture. If we observe, the harvested grains will have more moisture. Freshly harvested grains or seeds, which are called as harvested grains, are stored without drying. They may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, making them unfit for use or for germination. So what happens if they are not getting dried? As we have known that fresh harvested grains will have more moisture, they have to be dried. Without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked with various microorganisms, so that it may become unfit for the use or for germination also. So that is the reason why we have to dry the grains and then store it. Hence, before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture in them. As I have said, before storing, the grains are properly dried in the sun so that the amount of moisture present in the grains will get reduced and it is suited for long storage. And this prevents the attack by insects, pests, bacteria and fungi. So by drying them properly, what we are drying, the grains are drying. So if we dry them carefully, it will prevent the attack of insects, pests, bacteria and fungi. So once go through the points. Storage of produce is an important task. Why it is important task? It is very necessary also. If the harvested grains are to be kept for long time, if the harvested grains are to be kept for long time or longer duration, they have to be safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. And if you observe the harvested grains which are very fresh, they will have more content of moisture in them. So more content of moisture is very easy to get attacked by microorganisms and many organisms, so that it will get unfit for usage or for germination purpose. The care is taken that before storing them, the grains are dried properly in the sun, and we will reduce the moisture content in the grains so that they can be kept for longer times, and this helps in preventing by the attack of insects, pests, bacteria and fungi. Once go through all this, farmers store grains in jute bags or metallic bins. So if we see how the farmers will store the grains, either they will store in jute bags or in metallic bins. However, if we observe, if we want to store a large scale of grains, it is done in silos and granaries to protect them from pests like rats and insects. So if you want to store a large amount of grains, so we will store them in silos and granaries so that we can protect them from pests like rats and insects. You can see the images of silos and granaries. Dried neem leaves are also used for storing food at home. The food grains which we produce in the crop, if needed to be stored at home, we use dry neem leaves as it is used as a herbicide. For storing large quantity of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatment are required to protect them from pests and microorganisms. So, in order to store large quantity of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are required. In order to store large quantity of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are required to protect them from pests and microorganisms. So once go through the concept again, we will see it. Farmers store grains in jute bags or metallic bins. So how farmers will store? The farmers will store grains in jute bags or metallic bins. However, if we want to store large scale of grains, we will store them in silos or granaries so that we can protect them from pests like rats and insects. And using dry neem leaves is also done at homes for storing food grains. So at homes what we do? We'll use dry neem leaves for storing food grains. And if we want to store large quantity of grains in big godowns, we use specific chemical treatments to protect them from pests and microorganisms. That is about storage. In my next class, we will discuss the further topics which are left in this chapter. Thank you. Please subscribe so that you will get all my topics or which are the videos I do.